Hey everybody, it's David Leland. Welcome back to San Diego Sports Insight. Gonna give a quick preview of the Mountain West tournament and how it's looking for San Diego State. So at noon, the Aztecs will play in the quarterfinal as the top seed against the Wyoming Cowboys, the 8th seed, who beat the 9 seed San Jose State Spartans by a final of 111 to 80 earlier this afternoon. That sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but there were some reports on Twitter of people saying that San Jose State acted like they didn't want to be there. And even during the season, San Jose State, according to Ken Palm, their defensive metrics had them 320th in Division One and the Aztecs ninth. So that's something to consider if you might think, oh wow, Wyoming put up 111 points. This game won't be a concern for me. We beat them 87-57 and 98-71 the two games at Viejas in January. Honestly, the game I'm most worried about is the semifinal, the 4-5 against the 4-5 winner, Boise State or Nevada, because we had close games with those four, and Boise wants to get back at us after we kind of really ruined their at-large chances and conference title chances by winning those two games. First one of those in overtime. The second one came down to the wire too, so they're going to want to get back at us. They know they can play with us. And Nevada's playing really well at the end of the season. They're being labeled as that team you don't want to face in the tournament. And both teams are going to need to win that game and the tournament if they want to get into the NCAA tournament. So they're going to be hungry and motivated. So that semifinal game against either Boise or Nevada, to me, that's the toughest game for the Aztecs if they're going to want to win the conference tournament. The final, if we get there, doesn't really concern me. I know Utah State beat us twice, but that was in Logan, Utah. Tough place to play, and they actually had fans, which most teams in the conference didn't, which made it even tougher, even if it was only 1,400 or 2,000 or whatever it was. Still, it's more than zero, which is what most teams had. Definitely an advantage, even if it's just a small number. And I don't think Utah State can beat us if we face them again, because it's always hard to beat a team a third time. And they were pretty fortunate to get that sweep against us. We shot 31.5% in the first game. And then game two, Mitchell didn't play. And Shackle was set the screen. And the Utah State guy ran by and grabbed Shackle down in the you-know-what. And somehow it was a moving screen on Shackle. And then Tomajic threw the towel on the bench. And they teed him up for that, which was BS. And that really cost us the game because we only lost by 5. And that was without Matt Mitchell. So I don't think Utah State would beat us if we faced them a third time in the championship, especially because it seems like they peaked too early. They haven't been playing nearly as well down the stretch. They lost those two games at Boise. They had some closer wins against some not so great teams. So I'm not really concerned about that. And then Colorado State, we went 1-1 against them. We blew that big lead, but we're a better team since then. We've really tightened it up since then. And we just let that one get away. So I'm not too concerned about Colorado State either. Should we face them? Because they're the 3 seed. That would be they'd face Utah State in the 2-3 game in the semifinal if they win, which I think they will. It's kind of not really that important for the Aztecs because they're in the tournament. And Lenardi has them as a 7 seed right now. I think we can get that to a 5 or 6 seed if we win the tournament, particularly if all the favorites win and we get some quad 2 wins. A quad 2 win or two would be nice to add to the resume, get up to a 5 or 6 seed. So I think it's definitely possible to move up to a 5 or 6 seed. I don't think we can move down unless we somehow lose to Wyoming. So not that important of a tournament, but it would be nice to hang another banner at Viejas next year, but get the bad taste from the ending to last year's tournament final out of our mouths and improve our stock going into the tournament. So it should be fun. And go Aztecs. Thanks for listening, guys.